So about 6 months ago, I was in my college class, and I keep on hearing all my college classmates talking about this thing called K-pop. And if you don't know what the heck is that, right? It's basically a drug inside the vape. So basically, if you vape, you will not only inhale the vape itself, but also the K-pop. And for the whole time, right, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, because all the while I thought they were talking about like those BTS, Blackpink, Twice, all this K-pop group, because they sound the same to me, ma. Until a few weeks ago, I happened to hear the news on TV that the reporter was talking about how K-pop has become a thing in Singapore. Now Singapore has obviously banned this K-pop because it's now classified as a drug. And now I know, oh, so K-pop is a drug. And I remember I saw this video of a young man on TikTok or on the news, I think. He basically collapsed on the floor in the train. Not until he hit on the floor, but he basically collapsed facing on his butt. I don't know if I can find a video, but if I can, I'll show you, okay? So, I remember when I saw the video, right, I thought to myself, damn, those people who vape K-pop every single day, they're probably gonna die before 50 years old. No, seriously, they're gonna die before 50 years old. I don't care what you have to say, okay? But this is just my POV. Anyways, a few days after the news, right? I happened to sit down with my father, just eating breakfast and scrolling on phone. Then he showed me a TikTok video of how primary school students are now exposed to this thing called vape and K-pop. And in my mind, I was like, what the fish? But when I was 12 years old, right, I had this like wild fantasy of dreaming of becoming Spider-Man, being able to have the superpowers of swing around the city, being able to transform Ben 10 and Power Ranger, all these kind of things, right? But now 12 years old in this generation are now chain smoking their lungs. I am genuinely scared of this generation. And it's not just about them chain smoking their lungs and getting lung cancer soon, but it's also just about the mental health. People get sad, anxious, diagnosing themselves depression, and just being addicted to instant gratification. They can't go 5 minutes without hitting the vape. And no wonder why they feel so depressed and empty lah. And look, because of their shitty habits and their shitty lifestyle. And look, this is not I'm not saying to the people who genuinely have depression, okay? I'm saying to the people who are addicted to instant gratification and wonder why they still feel so depressed and empty. It's not just about the vapes itself. It's also about corn. You know this thing? Yeah. 90% of guys are addicted to corn and just choking their cock. And I remember 3 of my classmates, right? They were watching this thing. They were watching corn in the classroom there. And I'll show you how they behave. So they were all two plus one, the guys, they were gathering there. They were so happy and horny. I don't know what the hell they were doing. And then I was sitting away from them because I don't want to obviously get involved with them. And then I was typing something on my laptop. I think I was writing a script. And then I look at the left. I was like, the hell is wrong with these guys? So obviously, because of my monkey brain, I decided to get up and ask them and peek at what they were doing. And one of the guys just told me to get out. And thankfully he did, because I don't want to watch that shit, bro. And it's not just them. I remember exactly 1 year ago, okay, I was in an exchange program in China, and I was staying in one of those university hotels that only us exchange students can go. And I was just chilling in a different room with 4 of the other guys. And one of the guys, he was literally watching corny in front of his friends and me. Uh, it's honestly scary, man. It's not just about the look, it's not just about the waves and the corn, but it's also about social media. How people are literally normalizing addicted to their phone. I remember right, I asked some of my classmates, okay, yo, how many hours do you spend on your phone? And some of them were willing to show, but can you try to guess how many hours they spend on their phone? 6 to 12 hours. Literally, including my best friend, I asked him. He was the lowest among everyone I know. He told me that he spent nearly 4 hours on my phone, which is around the same time I spend on my phone. If I'm being honest, okay. And look, this is almost half of the time that they spend on this stupid 6-inch screen. And I'm not here to come off and say that I'm better than everyone just of their addiction just because I'm a self-improvement. I do all these kind of good habits, right? I'll be honest with you, okay? I used to struggle with the phone addiction. I remember back in COVID lockdown, the first thing I did, right, was I wake up and I grab this thing and I scrolled for 20 to 30 minutes while still lying on bed. And then I would get up, eat my breakfast, brush my teeth poorly, and then I'll literally be scrolling on this for the whole entire day. And I'll be honest with you, genuinely, okay? That's nothing for me to hide right now, but I was exposed to this kind of like dirty, inappropriate content, like what the 4 of my classmates were at 13 years old. Okay? I still struggle here and there, but you don't have to believe me, okay? I'm now better than my phone addiction is down. I've stayed away from this shit as much as I possibly can. And now I'm better. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you step-by-step guide on what to do. Guess I can be yapping for this for the next 10 to 20 minutes, but I'm not gonna waste your time, okay? What I will do is I'll give you a simple message for the next 2 minutes, okay? So bear with me, okay? I just want you to close your eyes and imagine you're 90 years old. No, sorry. It's a Saturday night. You're 90 years old and you decided to invite all of your close family members, your kids, their husband and wife, their your grandkids, your parents. Okay, just imagine, okay? And all of you decided to sit down and watch Netflix for one last time. Okay? But the only movie that's available on Netflix is the movie of your life. You click on it, and let me ask you, would it be entertaining? Would your grandkids or your kids or your aunts or your uncle or your cousins be literally staring at the screen the whole time? Will you be smiling at least 5 to 10 times throughout the whole movie? Or would it be so boring that you guys are literally scrolling on your phone throughout the whole movie? Look, man, are you just gonna you can keep on wasting your life, yes, watching the stupid shit, smoking vapes, and then what else? Scrolling on your phone. Then by the time you reach 90 years old, right, I bet you will regret not living your life, because you confirm will definitely be lying on your deathbed saying, oh, I wish I can do this, I wish I can do that, blah blah blah. Or are you gonna be the opposite of what everyone is doing? Because look, I'm not expecting your life to be perfect. No, there'll be some days, right, where you literally just randomly scroll on your phone and you won't even know until you scroll on your phone. But as long as you get your ass up and you try to make every single day meaningful, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, oh, the meaning of life is this, blah blah blah, because that's for you to decide, okay? If you find going to parties and blasting yourself with alcohol and then the next day you vomit meaningful, right? Sure, go ahead. But if you find yourself climbing up the mountains, doing social media content, working a 9 to 5 job meaningful, right? By all means, go ahead. I'm just gonna end off this video with two of the artists. I don't know how to pronounce the first artist again. Sia said, one said, okay, SZA, better live your life, we're running out of time. And Avicii said, he said, one day you will leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. Okay? I hope this video will teach you how to live your life meaningful, okay? Keep pushing, my friend.